Hello YouTube. Here we are with another reference video. So it took me a little bit to get to this point. I got other videos that I still need to make. I'm sitting on video clips of different players that I need to get their videos out. But I had paused everything due to some fanboys, and I took on looking through ZLaner's video footage, finding stuff that shouldn't be in there, such as the aimbot limb locks, which is why now I have to make a new reference video because I hadn't seen this behavior in any of these other controller gods videos, and it was a new phenomena that I hadn't come across yet. So should your aim be locking on the limbs? The answer is no. Aim assist uses a aura around a player. It doesn't use limbs. So if you're going to sit there and try and feed me some BS in the comment section that says, oh, my aim assist locks on limbs. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So anyway, there's a few different applications that I've come across. So we'll bring about some of these real quick. So Kidder 2 was the first one I had found. This isn't the one I had found previously. The one I'd found previously over here on the left is it's one of these other menus. Anyway, the player's skeletal structure was like in a green, a yellow or a green on the left side, and then you had other options on the side of it over here. So I haven't come across the one that I had initially seen that had limbs selectable, but anyway. So this one I don't believe is for Warzone or any of the current Modern Warfare games. I think it's for something else. But the thing that you should note is right here, closest to crosshair. It's just one of those things where it's it's trying to attempt to be a humanized behavior, and you'll see in some of the videos that I'll show here in a minute that it does look okay most of the time. But then the other half of the time it stands out like a sore thumb. This is another one, and this one is from GamePron, I think. Yeah, GamePron. You can't do legs and you can't do arms, but you can do torso. So this is another one. One of the instances from ZLaner is it was on the torso, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, that's just aim assist." No, that wasn't aim assist. Aim assist can, to an extent, if you are strafing with the person, but as soon as he aimed, as soon as he went to ADS, it was there. That shouldn't be the case. And as fast as it happens, no. Let's see. And then this is the one that I tested with. This is Supreme, is the name of this application, and it's over on battlelog.co. It's the only one I found that I could test with for Warzone. You have head, neck, left shoulder, right shoulder, chest, left arm, right arm. I think it says pelvis. I can't make it out. It's all distorted. Left thigh, left calf, right calf. So the left calf, right calf is actually about where the knee is, as you'll see in some of the clips. This right here is more of a groin shot, and there are some instances where it'll bounce around between these points and it looks really weird. That's a groin shot, so it wasn't a side on the hip. These would have been closer to the side on the hip, but it was down on the leg. I don't know what application that ZLaner's using, but if I knew what it was, I would test with it. If I could maybe afford it, he's probably paid thousands of dollars for it. Yeah, tested it with what I could get my hands on. So anyway, all right. So let's get into some of the clips here, just to show people how bad I am on controller. I don't know where it's at. Just to show how bad I am on this. I think this, what is it, the Elite 2 or whatever. I've been actually having people who do play controller. I've been having them play on my gaming laptop with us, playing Warzone and whatnot, just to see if they can go through and recreate some certain instances I've been seeing. and they haven't been able to recreate those instances. Let me check my audio here, make sure everything's good. Yeah. All right. So I've been going and having people play on my account with Warzone on my gaming laptop because I suck on controller. And just to illustrate that, I have 5 clips here I'm going to show and then pause real quick. That should be on high definition already. It is. All right. So real quick, this is just to illustrate how bad my aim is with a controller. And this is with an aim bot. You can see how the aimbot's like jumping around to different body parts. It looks really weird. Alright, so now that you know how bad I am on a controller, those are just a few clips to pretty much showcase that. The application Supreme is catered for keyboard and mouse, not controller. So I've been using my pedal, the one that I had bought for testing with. I actually use it for turning mic on and off in games now. I couldn't even configure that to one of the keyboard shortcuts because when you have controller enabled, you're not able to go through and use keyboard while you're playing the game. So all I could do is use the remote. And even with using the remote, it has 2 options again. I didn't close this out today. All right. So there's 2 options. You have like right mouse button. Basically, you have something for as soon as you ADS for it to start locking onto within whatever's in the field of view. And then as soon as you start shooting, it will shift the aim. So if I go to zoom in on somebody and I zoom in on their arm or their leg, it'll lock my aim on. And as soon as I go to fire, it will shift my aim up. And shift aim, I believe, is shift aim head. So it's horrible. Even if I zoom in on it, you can kind of see it. Shift aim ahead, and then aim hotkey. So, all right. So what you are about to see, let's go ahead and look up a definition real quick. Well, I'm gonna have to blur that out. Proof of concept, also known as proof of a principle, is a realization of a certain method or idea in order to demonstrate its feasibility. So basically, am I able to demonstrate a proof of concept of a aimbot limb lock? Even though I was using a controller on an application designed for keyboard and mouse, this is what I was able to do. And I believe it was 5 frames, but I chalked it up to 4. Strafing left to right, strafing left to right. Did you see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5 frames there where I was able to go through, strafing left to right as I'm moving forward towards the enemy. And I was able to get, not there yet, if it'll work with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 frames. I was able to finally get my aim to stick onto something using an application that's designed for keyboard and mouse. Now, by all means, if aim assist sticks your aim onto limbs, why didn't it do it the first 3 or 4 times as I was strafing back and forth with my aim near the enemy? And it didn't. I could only get it to happen once. I probably played on the controller for about, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. And it's an application that's catered for keyboard and mouse. This happened on ZLaner. He plays on controller. I only cared about getting this to work with controller. Obviously, I was able to get it to work and do the aim stick with keyboard and mouse, but that doesn't illustrate the point because he was using a controller. And everybody's saying, oh, hey, it's controller, it's aim assist. He's a controller god. It'll just stick on. No, it doesn't. So if you think that it's possible, then go ahead and show me after a fresh Windows install, after a fresh install of all your drivers, fresh install the game, brand new controller, you show me that aim assist will go ahead and stick on the limb. It doesn't. All right. So anyway, this is the biggest thing right here is as soon as you go ahead and use this application, depending on the limb that you select, it will go ahead and shift the aim up to the player head. And then we're going to play through real quick, since this is the first I encountered the limb. So to the leg, and where does his aim go? It shifts up to a zone, which should be the body. It actually looks like it sticks to the arm pretty well right there, though. And we'll fast forward some. So right there, went to the leg, shifted the head. Leg, and as soon as he goes to fire, aim shifts up straight towards the head.
There's a ton of people
right there. He's mounting the wall, and his aim perfectly locks onto and attaches to the closest limb, which was the leg. And from there, I wouldn't say that's head. I would say that's like body, torso, a little bit ahead. Regardless, shift aim.
like how that is.
One thing that you'll probably see in some of these clips here in a minute that you'll notice here is it starts on the left arm, and then by the time he's finished, it's like on the right arm. It's really weird, but anyway, so left arm, shifts chest, kind of to the other arm. You'll see in some of the other clips, you'll understand. So here is aims up. Enemy pops in, bam, automatically straight on the hip. It shouldn't do that. Oh, anyway, so I went through and watched one of BBB's latest videos of Z, and I'm not gonna go back and rehash any of these individuals as they play, but I see what he did here. I went through, of course, I watch his videos. I watch everybody else's videos, like Bosson and Sergeant Stressful and Puddin' and all them. But I went through and watched this, and I don't know, Beaman, if you're trying to bait me into making another video or something. I'm not gonna do it. But I did notice that you put this in there. So in this particular clip, Z comes up, enemy pops out, and Z tucks up against the wall, and he's not moving, so there shouldn't be any aim assist. And I'll be damned if his aim isn't sticking right to that enemy's arm. So Beaman, it's a nice bait. I'm not taking it. I've already did a video on him. Z's using an aim bot. I've already stated it. He's a cheater. He's done. All right. So anyway, getting back to the Supreme application that I tested with. Let's see. When you launch it, this is what it looks like. I blurred out the code that I used so they can't go back and try to match my identity. Anyway, So as soon as it's done launching, it's just like engine loading. So with engine loading, as soon as you're done, it disappears, it hooks, and it waits for the application to launch. And I didn't notice it with engine owning as bad, but this one, it actually caused a slight performance hit to my gaming laptop. So that was new. I hadn't seen that before. I would say it was anywhere between 10-15 frames a second lower in Warzone, and the only thing that was on that the thumb drive, I don't know where it's at, right here. So the only thing on this M.2 is just the Windows install. This is the one that I use that has all the cheats on it. But it just says Windows. It just basically the bare minimums for Windows install on it, drivers in the game and everything. I need to format it because I don't know what else is in those cheats. I can't open them to see what's written in the code, what information they're trying to collect in the background, and whatnot, because it does communicate back to their servers to verify and validate your key to see if your code is legit or not. Because they're all subscription based. Unless you pay for a private coder to make something, they're all subscription based. So I don't know what information it's collecting. I don't know what it's trying to scan for on my home network. I don't know any of that, because it does run a packet sniffer. The only way for these applications to see where enemies are on the map and to be able to do any type of aim snap with your character onto theirs, and whether or not it can see that character, is in an X, Y, Z axis, is where your player is compared to theirs, and it can only do this by sniffing packets. All right. So anyway, once you're in the game, these are some of the things that you can do messing around with it. I don't know why the audio is messing up on me here, so I'll mute that. So, all right, so now let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and probably keep the volume muted for the gameplay. That way I'm not trying to fight over it. So any application you go through, and you select where you want it to go. It seems like it's fine now. I don't know. We'll see. So as you can see, it just kind of like, I'll make sure I upload this at 60 frames a second if you want to slow this down and look at it. But it's just, there's so many of these clips, it's going to take me forever to get through all of them. And I just selected some. You can see the groin shot there. So there wasn't a torso option. It just... Again, groin shot. You can see there in that one, it went from one leg and jumped over to the other. That looked like more of a thigh shot on those. I mean, even from a distance, it just doesn't look right. You see how it was kind of snappy and jerky, but it was going straight for the kneecaps. So as you can see in those, that's what it looks like for the legs. And obviously from the gameplay, things move really fast. So when these streamers do this, they're always doing a slide cancel and a fancy leg movement to move around. And a lot of times it's not even necessary. Most of the time while they're doing it, a lot of the higher end ones, sometimes it's probably trying to be fancy, thinking they're being slick or something. And the other time, depending on if they've had sus gameplay or whatnot, they know that there's visible attributes to using these applications and are trying to mask them. So the aim snap on, aim snap off isn't going to be as visible if you're in the middle of slide canceling, busting in and out of a room or something. So you're not going to find them standing still while they're sitting there shooting at an enemy. So, all right, we'll continue on here. So I was using an arm in this. You can see it just bouncing off the side. Arm to shoulder. Arm to neck. Elbow. I jumped over to the arm there. Jumped from left arm to, left arm to right arm. I tried doing it again there. Did it again there, left arm, right arm. Started with the left arm. All right. So another thing to note, and this is really weird. I've never seen anybody do a headshot without actually doing, basically doing a headshot and it says headshot. I've never seen anybody shoot towards somebody's head and not actually have headshot register, which is really weird. And then this is one of the options that I noticed was neck. And if you're wondering what it looks like, if you get a perceived headshot, but it's a neck shot and it doesn't register as a headshot, that looks like a headshot, but it's not. It's really weird. It's just a neck shot. Anyway, I have some more information on here, but these are patterns that I noticed from these applications that have similar attributes to stuff I had seen in ZLaner's video. So those are going to be more of a private video for a few individuals to see. I don't want to give away all the information that I have on these applications, because then devs will be like, oh, hey, we need to exclude this, or we need to remove this from the code, whatever. So I can't share everything that I know. That way, if they're an idiot and they leave it in there still, and they're like, oh, I'm not using it anymore, and I still see that behavior from their gameplay, then we'll know that they're still using it. So that pretty much just wraps us up with regards to the aimbot limb lock. I will have to say though, with this application, given the just how brutal it is, man. Capping knees left and right. I had to make my Uncle Sonny a happy man if it would have worked for him. Inside family joke. Apparently he was a mob member, but he passed away a long time ago. Anyway, all right. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Yeah. So this reference is all due in part to ZLaner. So this was kind of a fun one to venture down. And it was something I wasn't privy to up until his gameplay. And then I had to really start doing some research on this, and luckily this is there was at least one application that I could use to observe and get a proof concept. So all right, it's gonna be it for this one. So deuces.